the only topical product that I've ever heard of that's studied, that's safe, proven by science, yes, clinical studies I'm going to show you today for the upper eyelid. I did say, I know you're shocked, the upper eyelid. Okay, now this before and this after needs no explanation. Look at the hooding in the upper eyes over here, and it's gone in the after. Check it out here. And you can see she's already young, so the skin looks good below the eyes. There aren't a lot of fine lines, but there's a little more luminosity here in the after. But check this out. This is 6 months. So this is before, this is after, this is 6 months. And we know that it starts to work on day 7. And a lot of the before and afters I'm showing you are 12 weeks. And it continues to improve up to 6 months and beyond. And that actually bears out in the studies. The results improve over time. Now I've zoomed in on this picture here so you can get a closer look. And of course, for the before and after please, we always have on this channel. Don't worry, there's many more before and afters coming. Oh, you want to see the results in somebody older? A common request I get. Here you go. Now check this picture out. Look at the upper lid particularly, and the lid is closed, so you're going to see even a better result when it opens. But in a closed position, of course, the under eye looks much improved. The top of the lid, look at the amount of skin that is cleaned up, meaning tightened. That fold isn't there. And when you have an extra fold, even in a younger person, you see at 25, 35 years of age, they look a little more tired, a little older. So pretty amazing at 12 weeks how much tightening of the skin that we've seen. This is actually the updated formula that I'm presenting to you today. For those not wanting surgery and for those trying to delay it and prep the skin of the lid before for the best possible outcome. If you ever need it, because remember, technology is getting better every single day. And here's the proof. We now have something for the upper lid that's not surgery. And no, I know what you're thinking. There is no retinol in there. Retinols around the eyes can be like sandpaper on silk, irritating and even actually harmful to those meibomian glands. That's the tiny oil factories on the eyelids that keep your eyes moist and comfortable. None of that in here today. In fact, quite the opposite, as I'll show you with eye rosacea in a moment. And you may be thinking, are those results real? And I don't blame you, you should question everything. Or are the results temporary? Well, let me show you a biopsy result from what it looks like below the skin level before we go on. Check this one out. Now this is amazing because they were able to get biopsies, if you can imagine, take pieces of skin after 12 weeks of treatment. And we're talking about the preauricular here. They didn't take it off the center of the face. Not many people would let them. But here is the baseline. Here's at 12 weeks. What do you see? Well, the dermal epidermal junction is more wavy. There's more opportunity for blood flow and nutrients to get into there. Now let's remove the markings. You see overall more red staining. That's good. It's more robust. But look here, this was a 58-year-old and she was skin type 1, so a light colored skin, and she had 24% improvement in epidermis thickness. So this area here improved by 24%. You can see more robust staining throughout here. What's a thicker dermis? Less wrinkles, more lift, a tightening of the skin. Amazing that they got biopsies. So no, it's not temporary, it's structural. Midway through the video, I'll take you through one of the several published studies that show how this works. And in just a minute, I'll tell you how to get the authentic product for yourself. Because yes, with something like this, there are a lot of fakes online. This product is formulated by skin PhDs from Revision Skincare. Skin PhDs, they do exist. Science-backed skincare that took years of research and multiple trials to bring it to market. Think it might not work for you? Skeptical? Well, we're not talking small numbers in the studies here. In vitro, a 341% collagen surge, a 231% elastin increase. Results seen as quickly as 7 days. And you're now thinking, Doc, why not make a version for the face? There is one right here. with slightly less soothing factors than the eye formulation needs. This is called DEJ Boosting Serum. I use it daily. Ready for this? With DEJ used on the face, study participants saw 100% brighter, more even skin tone, 80% saw smoother fine lines, 80% noticed a healthier, more radiant glow, and 80% saw visibly firmer, lifted skin on the face and jawline. Not small numbers. Now, I mentioned fine lines. Look at this image. This is the same type of camera I use in my practice. On the baseline, you see the red highlights the wrinkles, the fine lines. There's much more. At week 12, check on the after picture here. There's a lot less red, and the red is highlighting the fine lines. So for those with fine lines on the upper lid or the lower lid, and it's so cool I can say that, upper or lower lid, this is quantitatively measured to help. Now you're used to seeing this picture here. This is a 3D camera, the exact same one I use in my practice to show you fillers, biostimulators, and injections. And it shows the lifting vectors, it can show volume and so on. Used in skincare studies like we have today, it does the same thing. It shows you the lifting vectors, the exact skin lifting metrics right here. It's really telling. Look at another picture here of the upper eyelid. There are many of these actually from the trial. Now, before we get into the mechanism of action for you science minds, the nerds out there, if you want to take advantage of what I set up for you today, if you, like me, want to use these products, I've arranged for special savings with subscription or 20% off with a bundle. Plus, when you combine the DEJ with the daily boosting serum for the face, you'll also get a free Cryo Glow, designed specifically for the under eye with an open end you can see here. That way you can get it right underneath the eye so you can combat the puffiness as well. That's a $70 value at no charge. All in one box, all to your doorstep, free shipping, fast shipping. For this special, you can go to store.rajanimd.com, and I put links in the more info section below this video, and I pinned it to the top of the comment section. Always use the comment section on these videos because you'll learn a lot from other people using different products and the products that I talk to you about on these videos to keep you updated. Check this picture out. Now, this is 7 days after using DEJ Daily Boosting Serum. And you can see from left, the before, to right in the after. Look at the skin. Just 7 days, it's much brighter. Some of the browns have faded. But look at the fine lines, the crow's feet. Now the eye's closed here, of course, but look at these lines medially. Do you see how improved they are? And of course, the under eye looks better. There even appears to be less of an under eye hollow. But you can just see on the lid, look from left, the before, to the after on the right. And again, the beautiful part of this product is, look at this graph here. You can see the results get better and better over time. So this is just 7 days. So you're asking, how does all this work? Well, the eye area is always the first to betray us. Thin skin, less collagen, constant blinking. You know, movement creates lines and folds, and it burns out your elastin and collagen. A top question patients ask, isn't it too late, doc? Well, aging begins when your mitochondria, the tiny batteries inside every skin cell, when they start running low. Without energy, the cells sag, dull, and wrinkle. These PhDs realize this, the root of the problem, not a Botox Band-Aid. It's solving this exact mechanism that allows DEJ to address reds and rosacea as well, because a third of my patients say as they age, the estrogen declines, and as the NAD plus falls, they have red lids as much as they do sag. Rosacea and reds on the lids. Skin noise, as you guys know I call it, the lack of clear, even-toned skin. Look at this picture of reds on the face to give you an idea of the power. Okay, now here, this is important. This is the DEJ Boosting Serum. I want to show you, look at the reds here in the before. Look at the after 12 weeks. The reds have decreased significantly. Why is that important? Because a lot of people get reds along the eyes, rosacea of the eyelids, and dry eye. But you can see this is dramatic, an improvement. And it's not just on these natural lighting pictures that we're seeing a dramatic decrease, that we will also see and have seen along the eye. Watch this. Oh, before we go on, did you notice the upper lid? Look at the results she got from the upper lid. Beyond phenomenal for a skin cream. Comment below what you think. Okay, now we can go on. Here's a 34 and a 42-year-old, and a redness as defined by special camera down 7% in the 34-year-old and 17 in the 42-year-old. Why? Why would this be? Because there's more reds typically in an older person, and they're going to respond quicker because there's more to do. But you can see this is actually measured statistically significant, 6.9% over the 12-week period compared to baseline. And that's significant for reds, which are hard to do. Down by 7% in the 34-year-old, 17% in the 42-year-old. Pure science. So the same thing that we see happen on the face with the DEJ serum happens on the lids. The reds, they diminish. The color on the lids evens out. So it's not just that extra skin that we see improve, it's also that discoloration. Because rosacea and dry eye are very, very common, especially after menopause. So over 35, this is especially built for you. By the way, it's also at a skin neutral pH. What is that? 4.5 to 5.5. Because so many people erroneously think that the skin sits at a pH of 7. It doesn't. Now, the number one comment for my patients using DEJ Eye and DEJ Boosting Serum, Doc, I look like myself again. And I think that's mainly to do with the lids. People really focus on heaviness of the lids, and it is an aging feature people see as early as 25 to 30. It's not about freezing expression. It's about restoring the energy your skin had years ago. Here's one showing what I call skin noise that's cleared up. Look at after 12 weeks of using the DEJ boosting on the face. Just look at the left and the before and look at the right. And what I want you to do is just glance quickly. Look how much skin noise that I call is gone on the right side, meaning less browns, less reds. The skin just looks more clear. And that's just primordially your brain calculates a more youthful person. Now, I'm going to link the study sources below for you science nerds. Don't gamble with fakes, only buy from authentic sources. I always guarantee mine are original. This is real PhD-driven skincare, science that took years of work. Okay, now this is an incredible picture here. Here's the before, here is the after. And this is after 7 days of using the DEJ Daily Boosting Serum. 100% of users, 100, said their overall skin appearance was improved and skin's youthful vitality was boosted. Okay, you can see the nice change from all these little fine lines around the eye. Also the top of the lid, it's much more bright in this post picture. Remove those markings. You can see it there. And again, this was after 7 days. So just overall, not only the lid, but these crow's feet as well. Very impressive. Okay, from the study also, I want you to look here. Do you see the gaps right over here? And look how the density of the skin is increased at week 12. Same thing here. But here's the important thing to look at. If you look here, this is a 36-year-old. This is a 51-year-old. Subjects improved quicker and more dense. What does that mean? Well, the younger person got 93% increase in density. That's like phenomenal. But the older person got 59%. That is absolutely phenomenal. And we know it increased over time after 12 weeks. So you can see dramatic. And again, these are measured. This is ultrasound technology. This isn't guessing. Let's look at this study here and see what we can learn about results over time. It shows they keep getting better and better. Let's look at these graphs. So you can see from that study, over time, you get an increase in response. So here you can see firmness, global face lines, roughness, and forehead lines. That's with the DEJ boosting serum. And if we remove those lines, you see it gets better at week 4, then we go to week 8, and then we go to week 12. So the more you use it, the better it gets. And that's through all parameters studied. Now you're wondering what DEJ stands for, right? Dermal epidermal junction. Look at this image here in the before and after. These proprietary ingredients at around 8 to 12 weeks, they repair that smoothing of this junction to youthful waves. So as we age, those waves turn into something smooth at this DEJ, the dermal epidermal junction. And when we restore it, that wavy pattern returns. Now look at this person, age 50. I know many of you will relate to this. If we look at the top two pictures, on the left, I put the arrows there. There's baseline, and then look at 12 weeks. But if you look where the arrows show, the lines have diminished under the eye, but particularly look at the upper lid, how much tighter that is and brighter. All with no irritation, no retinols, no alpha hydroxys involved. And now look at the bottom picture. What I want you to see is near the nose on the left. You can see all those fine lines up at the medial portion of the eye. They are all cleaned up on the right side if you look at week 12. Also, of course, the upper lid has a dramatic reduction of the redundant skin. But when you can change those 3 or 4 fine lines medially near the nose, it makes a huge difference. Why? Because when people evaluate you, when they see you for the first time, or they're assessing your age, which is what people do. When you go to see someone, you meet them for the first time, keep in mind what you're calculating. But the eye is the first place you look, and then your gaze goes down to the mouth and the overall skin tone, 1, 2, 3. But the number one is the eye. You determine if they're tired, if they're healthy. When you can clean up, so to speak, that eye area, the upper lid, medially, and those fine lines, it makes a huge difference. Again, all with a product with no evidence of any irritation, by helping improve the mitochondrial function, plus, of course, a lot of proprietary ingredients. Now, you may be wanting to further boost your mitochondria. Well, you'll want to watch this video on the Duo Glow Under Eye, and I just developed a free Duo Doc that comes with it. Use it as much as you want. There's no consumable fee to keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.